Hey Internet, I just wanted to do a quick video today to kind of talk about something new and shiny that I actually received in the mail a couple weeks ago, and I've been desperately wanting to go out and show you. It's the 710 Custom Sheaths knife that is called the 710 Skellie. 710 Custom Sheaths is a company run by Julio, a good friend, Beckerhead, super awesome guy, but he also makes blades himself. So he makes awesome Kydex sheaths for a variety of different knives, Becker knives, etc. But today I want to talk specifically about his knife, and I'm pretty backlit, so I hope this shows up for you. 710 Skellie. Okay, so I've got the BK11 here along with the 710 knife, so that way you can kind of see the difference between the two, because the BK11, of course, is a mass-produced knife by K-Bar, designed by Ethan Becker, and so a lot of people are familiar with that knife. I wanted to show you what it looks like when it's pristine and nice. So it's got a 7-inch long total, 3-inch blade. You can see here that the handles on the 710 Skellie is much longer than the BK11. So I have medium-sized hands. I got long, skinny fingers, but my hands aren't huge. So when I hold the BK11, this is kind of what it looks like. I can get all 4 fingers around. A lot of guys can only do a 3-finger grip on it, but I'm pretty comfortable with my BK11 and the handle size. But one of the big complaints about it is the handle size, and I think that's why this one's a lot bigger. So if you're a big guy or gal and you're looking to maybe get something with a little heftier handle for a neck knife, or just you want a skeletonized knife like this, this might be a good solution. You can see the thicknesses are actually pretty similar. I don't want it to go blurry here, but I think that the BK11 is a touch wider, but not by much. So they're both very sturdy blades, and then factory edge, shop edge, I guess you could say, coming from Julio, because these are all handmade custom. Nice and shiny, very sharp, so that's very nice. Obviously the points are a little different. I'm not trying to compare these guys so much, but it's just helpful if you're really familiar with this type of knife to kind of see the difference. So obviously kind of a straighter point on this knife than the BK11. The BK14 also has the similar blade to this one. So a lot of people like this for the aesthetic or what have you, so I can see why 710 decided to do this. So the 710 Skellie is made out of 52-100 steel. It's a little different than the K-Bar Beckers, which are 1095. I did some brief research on this, and it looks like this steel is going to be a little bit tougher. It's going to hold an edge, but it won't be quite as easy to sharpen as the 1095. Not a big deal to me. I think it's super awesome. So let's go ahead and use this thing. Okay, so I have my 710 Skellie here. Got some pitch wood. Smells so good. And I got my ferro rod and striker. So I'm also wearing gloves because the edge of the 710 Skellie is sharp. So the one thing I want to test right off the bat is if it'll strike my ferro rod and make any sparks. So let me go ahead and adjust the camera so you can see that happen. Okay. So hopefully that'll be a good vantage point for this. So I've got my ferro rod, got the knife. I put my thumb on here to keep it nice and stable. Oh yeah, you see that? It's not, there's a little bit of black etching on the edge of the blade. I hope you can see that though. It's definitely sparking. So yay, that's awesome. You always want that in a knife, especially a little one that you're going to be building fires with and stuff like that, for sure. All right, I got some random old wood. Let's move all of our goodies out of the way and see how this thing cuts. Oh, there's so much water in this wood. It's I'm right down by the river, And it's been raining and stuff, so everything's all wet. I'm not a feather stick master, I guess you could say. But hey, look, this thing's sharp. It's making little curls out of whatever this wood is. Pretty nice. See, now getting down into something that looks maybe dry, that if I was in a situation where I need to make a fire, I think I could do it. Okay, just wanted to get you a different angle so you can kind of see the blade in action here. So I'm not a fancy wood carver or anything, but you can see that it's making some wood shavings pretty well on this old piece of wood here. So I'm happy. I'm not a perfectionist. This is great. So far so good. It strikes fire steel, makes wood curls. That's really, I mean, honestly, that's what I use this size of blade for, is like literally making fire and cutting up food. So that's super awesome. So far I really like the blade. Obviously, I personally I have a preference for smaller blades. I think they're a little bit easier to handle. I mean, I love the big Becker knives and stuff, but for most of my tasks, the thing I'm using the most really is the smaller knives, like the BK11. So the 710 Skellie is a great, aesthetically different, slightly bigger handle knife for someone who's not quite into some of the other blades that are out there. And of course, it's all handmade in the US of A, which you cannot argue with at all. That's such a great thing. So far, I dig. All right, got my pitchwood, and I've got fire steel. I got this. I just want to make something real quick. I just want to see if I can get a little mini fire going. I'm not really supposed to be making a fire where I'm at, so it's just going to be something real quick. Take the pitchwood, get a few little shavings and things off that. Now, see this like dark vein right here of just pitchy goodness? Take the back part of the blade where it's nice and sharp, and I love how this knife is nice and sharp on the edges for that. I'm just kind of, my hair is in the way, sorry. There we go. Just kind of scrape at it real hard for a bit. See all that? That is the good stuff. And so obviously if I was making a fire, I'd make some more of that. I would not make such little amounts of that. And then you got to kind of daintily put it all together. There you go. Fire. So awesome. So I could have done with this, but there's people coming, so anyway, not supposed to have fire out here. Great knife, good size handle. I wouldn't be able to carry this as a neck knife because I can barely carry the BK11 without it just like going down past my belly button. But I have a really short torso. I think that hiding knives under your shirt and things like that is like a neck knife's really nice for that. But it's just hard for girls to conceal anything on their body. Having it hanging on the outside, I find that neck knives are nice, but if I'm doing a lot of camp work over a fire and I'm like leaning forward, then I don't want my knife like falling forward into the fire either. So I love neck knives, but I tend to carry them in a purse or on my belt or in a pocket or something else like that. But hey, you know, it's always different ways to do this, and this knife is totally set up to do that. The way the sheath locks, I mean, it's not like a lock, but it's pretty, like, it's in there. It's not gonna fall out. So you could totally use this as a neck knife. I just see some people walking behind me. I hope they aren't weirded out by this, but definitely a really cool blade. So thanks, Julio, for sending this to me. I intend to get a lot more use out of it as I do random stuff in the woods. It's really nice. It's a really light, easy to carry knife. I like that it's got Kydex on it, so that way I don't have to worry about moisture accumulating, etc., like a leather sheath. Even though I love leather sheaths, I like a hybrid with a Kydex leather combo. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. This is my first knife review, so I'm sure I missed something. But I hope you guys really check out 710's website. I'll link it in the description below. He's on break right now, but because he's moving shops, but he makes a ton of really awesome sheaths and really awesome knives. He's got a lot of bigger knives too. The Skellie's one of the smaller ones, actually. So check his stuff out, and yeah, I'll see you around on the internet.